The date is set, November 13th, 2024. The House Oversight Committee, led by Representative Nancy Mace, is poised to convene. The subject, unidentified aerial phenomena. The witnesses, individuals who claim to have encountered the unexplainable. Could this be the moment of truth, the breakthrough for UAP disclosure? Or will it become another chapter in a long saga of government obfuscation and secrecy? The weight of expectation is immense. For decades, the UAP phenomenon has been shrouded in mystery, dismissed as fantasy, or worse, buried under a mountain of official denial. These hearings, however, offer a glimmer of hope, a chance for the truth to finally emerge. The world will be watching, waiting to see if their elected representatives will finally confront this enigma head-on. The question remains, will the witnesses be allowed to speak freely? This is not just about distant lights in the sky. This is about credibility, trust, and the fundamental right to know what our government knows. The stakes have never been higher. Who are these individuals stepping forward, risking their reputations, their careers, perhaps even their safety, to share what they know? They are pilots, both military and civilian, who have tracked these objects, baffled by their capabilities. They are radar operators, whose screens have lit up with the trajectories of unidentified craft, defying our understanding of physics. They are intelligence analysts who have pored over data, piecing together fragments of a puzzle that seems to point to something truly extraordinary. These are not wide-eyed enthusiasts or fringe theorists. They are trained observers, professionals accustomed to dealing with complex situations, and they are deeply troubled by what they have witnessed. Their testimonies are often remarkably consistent, painting a picture of highly advanced technology operating with impunity in our airspace. They deserve to be heard. Their stories deserve to be told without fear of ridicule or reprisal. They are the witnesses of the unknown, and their voices must not be silenced. Despite the growing calls for transparency, there are powerful forces at play determined to keep the lid on the UAP issue. Whispers of intimidation tactics, threats of career destruction, and even hints of more sinister measures have plagued previous attempts to bring this information to light. Witnesses have been silenced, their stories buried, their evidence locked away in classified vaults. Why? What is it about the UAP phenomenon that evokes such a visceral reaction from those in power? Is it fear of the unknown, fear of public panic? Or is there something more calculated at play, a deliberate attempt to control the narrative, to keep the truth from the hands of the public? The very fact that such efforts are being made to suppress this information only deepens the mystery. It raises serious questions about who is really in control and what they are so desperate to hide. The attempts to silence UAP witnesses are not new. The echoes of Roswell still reverberate through the corridors of power, a stark reminder of the government's willingness to obfuscate and deny when it comes to the unexplained. For over 70 years, the official narrative on the fateful event in the New Mexico desert has shifted and morphed. But the core message remains the same: nothing to see here, move along. But the witnesses, those who saw the wreckage firsthand, those who heard the hushed whispers of something extraordinary, their stories have persisted. They have refused to be silenced, their accounts passed down through generations, a testament to the enduring power of truth. The parallels to the present day are impossible to ignore. Once again, we are faced with a government that seems more intent on protecting its secrets than informing its citizens. Once again, we are asked to accept the official narrative, no matter how implausible, no matter how contradictory. How long will this pattern of denial and deception continue? Section 5. National security or information control. A question of priorities. The justification for secrecy often boils down to national security. But what does that even mean in this context? Is it about protecting us from a potential threat? Or is it about protecting those in power from scrutiny, from accountability, from the consequences of their own actions? The UAP issue challenges the very foundations of our understanding of the world. It raises profound questions about our place in the cosmos, about the limits of our technology, about the very nature of reality itself. These are not questions that governments are comfortable with, for they expose the fragility of our institutions, the limits of our control. It is far easier to dismiss, to deny, to suppress. But the truth has a way of finding its way out, no matter how tightly it is guarded. The question is, will we be ready to face it when it does? Section 6. The public's right to know. A matter of transparency. The UAP issue is not just a matter of national security, it is a matter of public interest. The citizens of this country, and indeed the world, have a right to know what is happening in our skies. We have a right to know if we are alone in the universe or if we are being visited by intelligences beyond our comprehension. The lack of transparency surrounding the UAP issue is unacceptable. It breeds suspicion, distrust, and a sense that our government is not being straight with us. It is time for a new era of openness, for an honest and forthright accounting of what the government knows about this phenomenon. The public deserves answers. They deserve the truth. Section 7. The stakes have never been higher. The future of UAP disclosure. The upcoming congressional hearings represent a pivotal moment in the history of the UAP phenomenon. They have the potential to break the cycle of secrecy and denial, to usher in a new era of transparency and understanding. But they also have the potential to reinforce the status quo, to further entrench the forces of secrecy, to leave us no closer to the truth than we were before. The stakes have never been higher. The outcome of these hearings could determine the course of UAP disclosure for years, if not decades to come. It is imperative that we as citizens make our voices heard. We must demand transparency, accountability, and a genuine effort to uncover the truth. The future of UAP disclosure, and perhaps the future of our understanding of the universe itself, may very well depend on it. Section 8. Breaking the silence. A call for truth and accountability. The time for silence is over. The time for secrecy has passed. The time for truth and accountability is now. We must demand that our elected officials take the UAP issue seriously, that they listen to the witnesses, that they follow the evidence wherever it may lead. The truth may be strange, it may be unsettling, it may challenge our most deeply held beliefs. But it is the truth nonetheless, and we deserve to know it. Let the hearings begin, let the witnesses speak, let the truth be told.